more mobile live streams, always fun. I was thinking about recording a video, but I figured that I'd have fun just doing a quick little chill stream on a Saturday for you guys. Yeah, just pretty much entering for the archive kind of thing. But going to do some, try to see if I can do some cleaning right now while I'm out here on the truck. It's kind of dirty, as you guys could expect. I'm not going to wash it or anything right now because, quite frankly, it's been raining a lot here, and I don't really see the point of washing it right now when it's probably just going to rain in a couple days anyway. But I'm going to get some stuff to kind of clean the interior out because it is messy in there, to say the least. Lots of parts are just kind of lying in there. That's one thing. I do need my key, so I'm going to go grab that. I'm actually going to use my other fob because I think the main fob that I carry, I think the battery's dead in it, so, or is nearing dead. So I went ahead and grabbed my spare one that I don't use really much at all, even though I put batteries in them the same day. So I think if honestly, they're probably both are near dead. Don't know what supplies I have out here to do interior cleaning, but I'm going to see what all I have. I see some quick detail, but I don't see interior wipes off the top of my head here, because that's mainly what I'm going to do. I'm just going to kind of clean the glass. The glass is just disgusting here. Trying to see if the fob is being detected at all, because that's been my problem. Is I think, see if it just locks itself back here. That's what it's been doing. I don't know if the yeah, see, this has been my problem lately with this. I don't know what it's doing exactly. Had some pretty bad storms the last couple of days, so I like to see. That's my problem, is I don't think the fobs are being recognized. So I think the batteries might be low in these fobs or something, or I need to check the wiring on the antennas. Well, now they're working. So yeah, they're probably just low batteries on these fobs or something. But yeah, just sitting here. I think the battery's probably just low in the fobs. Probably just need to change the batteries out in these. Easy peasy job. But yeah, I'm gonna try to do some quick cleaning because it is just gross in here. We've had some bad storms lately, and this has had, history of water leaks. So kind of coming in and making sure everything's all good in here. Glass has got some pretty bad streaks on it, which has been there since we dropped it off. I'm gonna try to wipe that down. The mirror looks good, which is kind of a surprise. Usually the mirror is one of the first things to get kind of gross in here. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't look terrible in here. I think it's a little bit muggy, but I want to clean it pretty much as I can right now. I think it would just be fun to do a little chill stream, just kind of cleaning this thing up for a minute. But yeah, I think I need to swap the batteries out in the fobs, because I think that's why the truck keeps kind of trying to figure out what the fob is. I think since it's, been so long since I put this in. I put this kit in like 2 years ago now, which is kind of wild. I haven't actually checked to see if the antennas are even plugged in properly. That might also be a dilemma, to say the least here, but I don't know for sure if that's a problem or not, because the wiring's right here and it seems to be fine. But I mean, the controller's literally just right under here, so I mean, I could always check, which I guess I'll go ahead and just do while I'm in here. So, yep, there's the module that everyone knows and loves for the push button. Everyone has probably seen. I feel like most people that watch this channel have seen the videos involving this at some point. So it's kind of making sure everything's plugged in right still, and isn't having any problems. I just realized this got pulled at some point, and this isn't where it's usually supposed to be. So I mean, It still does its thing, but it just for some reason loses detection of the fobs. After a minute, we'll see. That's the only issue I'm running into with the system right now. I don't know why it's doing it, and I want to figure it out because it's driving me up a wall. But I don't know exactly right now, because the wiring looks fine. I mean, like, it looks like, the wires don't look damaged or anything. What is concerning is while they don't come out of the cab, they go near where the firewall was, which is where, obviously the fire was for this thing. So, obviously it's not damaged enough to the point where it won't start. I mean, we've started it on video several times since we got home. But I do want to take a look into this. Like I said, I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure from what it seems like the fob's battery's low, because usually this will blink if it's near the antennas. And even if I do this, you guys see it doesn't stay blinking. This usually will be blinking the entire time and it's in here. So this isn't contacting with the antennas at all. So I need to look into checking the batteries on these, or something. I don't know. Something's up with the fob communicating with the transmitters, with the antennas on this thing. And I might need to get this rezip tied down because it looks like it's moved quite a bit from where it's supposed to be. So I guess for now we'll put this panel back on, and we'll deal with that at a later date. But yeah, like I said, it's kind of just messy in here, and I wanted to do a live stream today anyway. So it's like, why not, come out here and do a little cleanup. So I'm just gonna leave the door open for now, just so it doesn't lock my fob in, because that wouldn't be good. I mean, I have the other one. I can just go in here and unlock it with the other one, but yeah. So fun stuff with the push button stuff, but have you tried starting fluid on that to help it keep it running if the fuel system itself is bad? I think you'd spray directly into the intake manifold. We haven't tried that. Like I said, it starts. It just isn't idling. And so I don't know for sure if that's a fuel issue. I don't know. Maybe, I think the only way that would have happened is maybe the wiring for the fuel injectors may have gotten damaged. I don't know. That's a good chance that we'll check it and see. I'll talk to my dad on that when he gets back here. We're planning on taking the day tomorrow to tear into it a little bit more in depth, actually, to try to solve this. So I've been kind of suspicious of the injector wires this entire time. So I may see if he can look into testing the fuel system and seeing if a wiring is bad somewhere in there or something like that. Michael should be coming by soon as well. We're going to do some work on my computer, but that's not related to this channel. Maybe in my McGuire's kit here, I'll have some interior wipes or something. Come on. Yeah, this box is wedged into this shelf, so it's really hard for me to get out of here. I really should have called this a live Q&A too, because I love doing Q&As. That's something I've always enjoyed with doing on YouTube, is just, answering questions. Oh, about really dropped my phone there. But yeah, let's see. I don't know for sure if this has what I'm looking for in here, but I'll give it a shot. It is humid out here today. Okay, yeah, I see some wipes. We're good. Do we have glass cleaner? I don't see glass cleaner. Sucks, because that's the other thing I'd be looking for right now is glass cleaner. We have cleaning wipes, though, for the interior, just not the glass cleaner. So I know we have some in the garage somewhere. Let's see, where is it? Usually is in this general vicinity, so no clue why it's not over here. Where do I get my parts from? It really depends. If I'm getting replacement parts for something that's broken, I usually will go to AutoZone and just get, basic AutoZone parts. If it's performance stuff, it kind of varies on availability. These things are so obscure when it comes to performance mods, it's really hard to find stuff. I've had to rely on various different sites, and even in cases of my exhaust, other vehicles. I've had, like, the headers on this, the short tubes are from a Ranger. These aren't even actually Explorer parts, let alone Sport Track parts. Granted, they're the same, engine configuration at the end of the day, and the same engine bay and all that kind of stuff, but the headers aren't even meant for this thing. The X-pipe is universal and was custom. The cat back was completely custom. I mean, everything exhaust-wise on that is completely not originally meant for it, but it really just depends on what you're looking for. If you're looking performance parts-wise, most of the time it's better to make it yourself, as long as you do proper research. If you make something like what eBay sells for intakes on these things, you ain't gonna get good quality. I should know. I mean, I've ran one for several years, and that's like something I want to talk about later. But as far as suspension, Energy Suspensions and Prothane appear to be the two kind of best places to go for suspension components for these. Beltec is where I got my shocks from to lower it. That's also really, really good company. I really like Beltec. The push button, which I really wouldn't consider any sort of really, I mean, it's a part, but it's not like, too crazy to talk about. I mean, it was Amazon. I mean, a lot of parts you can kind of get varying qualities on Amazon. I mean, you can get, stuff from Sparco or Eibach, or you can get something cheap and easy like I did for like the intake, for example. But I guess really it's just, there's no one site that sells everything, so it's really hard to track down all these parts, and it's really just a lot of time spending on the internet. I wish there was one place to do it. Honestly, I have thought in the past about starting a 4.0 specific shop for these trucks and the Rangers and the Explorers and everything else, where you could have like a list of parts you could buy, right from the site, and it wouldn't have to be all this research and hunting you'd have to do to get parts. But seeing how the EPA is acting towards other tuning shops right now, yeah, I wouldn't really want to deal with that. Wiring harness and fuel injections you can grab from AutoZone or not AutoZone. Wiring harnesses, fuel injection system you can grab from Ranger, Explorer. AutoZone's pretty expensive. Yeah, I think for stuff like that, it's definitely better to go to pull apart. We have several in my area. I mean, living near Atlanta, we have like 4 of them in Atlanta. So I have plenty of options to go to get harnesses and electrical stuff, which is like probably what I want to doing. As much as I'd really like to get another OEM harness brand new, Ford doesn't actually offer the harness anymore. I was trying to find it, but Ford doesn't actually even sell it anymore. I can't even find it on AutoZone. Here's the main harness is kind of a tricky one to find. I haven't looked into the fuel injection harnesses or anything like that. Hopefully, I wouldn't think that has that many wires to it. So I feel like if something with fuel injections messed up wiring wise, I don't think it'd be too hard to go ahead and resplice it and repair it. But I think if that main harness is even remotely destroyed, I mean, my dad's gonna be like, nope, quit. And we'll probably just have to hunt our new harness. I can't find my glass cleaner, which is really annoying because I really want to clean the windshield on this thing because it is just beyond disgusting, but I may have to hold off on that. Maybe I'll just go grab Windex. It's the same thing as like the Meguiar's glass cleaner. I'm paying more for Meguiar's name on that one. Mustang is doing good. It's pollen covered to say the least. I think I'm the only one here right now actually, because my brother's gone too. Usually the Kia would be over here somewhere, but a lot of people probably wonder about this car. We don't do a lot of videos with this car. For those who are new to the channel, this is my dad's Mustang. He is next in line to get a new car. We have a routine that usually my parents alternate when they get a new car. My mom got her Equinox 2 years ago now. And this car is getting near 140, 150,000 miles. And it's almost his turn. So we are thinking, I'm really trying to push him towards the new Z or a new S550 or the S650, whatever replaces the S550. Because by the time he gets a new car, the next-gen Mustang will be out. So I'm very much trying to push him towards one of those two. He wants the Bronco, but I don't know. I've never really seen him in the off-road stuff. I feel like he's more of a sports car guy. So I feel like he'd probably be better fit in a Mustang or the Z. He's had a Z in the past. He had a Z31 300ZX. He's had, we've had a ton of experience with the family Mustangs. Me and my girlfriend were just talking yesterday about how many Mustangs are actually in the family, because there's a 3-valve. My great aunt had a 2-valve at one point, and now also owns an S197 3.7. My mom had a Fox body back in the day, and my dad has this 3.7. Ironically enough, neither of my parents have ever owned a GT, but we're working on that. My dad has said if he gets another one, it's definitely going to be a GT. He doesn't want to get another non-V8 model. which he's fine with. I'm fine with it, really. For those who also don't know, the only mods this car has, it's mostly stock, as you can see. We do have upgraded brakes on this thing. We've got, I believe these are either power stop or EBC. I think a power stop. Rotors and pads. We've got subwoofers in the trunk. We've got underglow. I mean, this car is mostly aesthetics and more of like quality of life stuff. But it does have upgraded brakes. It's like the only performance mod he has in this car, and we can't, because he can't find an exhaust he likes. He's very much into the old school kind of tone and the old school look when it comes to Mustangs. So he's trying to find, the fog light grille that the GTs have, and he wants a very kind of, I wouldn't say like Flowmastery kind of sound. But the problem is the Flowmaster catback that he wants is absurdly expensive. Part of me just really wishes I had more money, because I'd get that fixed, the truck fixed, and then I'd go and shell out some cash and get him the Outlaw axleback or catback, whichever one he wanted for this car. Even though personally, in my opinion, the 3.7 and the 3.5 Cyclone, the naturally aspirated Cyclones, you almost don't even need an exhaust. You just get an intake, and those things are just, whew. Man, I love the sound of like a variable valve V6 with intake noise. The Accord V6, the J Series engines, another one that just sounds absurdly good with intakes and stuff like that on it. So, gonna go find some Windex, clean that windshield. I keep getting distracted. I distract myself. But I'm thinking about getting a project car in the future. My brother is actually moving to college soon, so we're gonna have some empty space in the garage. Not in the garage, but in the driveway. Our HOA here is rather strict on what kind of vehicles we have here, if we even have vehicles in the driveway at all. Where are we out of Windex? We appear to be out of Windex. That's great. And my dog's here. Hi. If you guys don't know, this is my dog. This is Lola, my Dachshund Jack Russell mix. She's just a good dog. She is, I think, 7 years old now. She wouldn't look it, though. As you can see, she's just a playful little puppy. I think, like I said, I think I'm the only one here, so she's the only one. I'm the only one she can hang out with, and I think she doesn't like being alone. But she loves being on camera, don't you? You like being on camera. You love being on the videos, don't you? But yeah, so it looks like we're out of Windex, which is a bit annoying. But I'll just clean the plastics, I guess, for now. We'll clean the windshield at a later date. I have to make sure she stays inside. I don't really like her wandering around outside, like when it's only me there and when I'm doing something out there. I really worry about her getting ran over because she's so small, but bye. Silly dog. Little fur ball. I can't really decide what I want when it comes to a project car. Part of me wants, I know either way, it's going to be a full-born, like, race car. It's going to have, gutted interior, roll cage, all that stuff. It's gonna be nuts. It's gonna be a time attack car probably. But I can't decide what platform I want to try, because I've got 3 cars in mind that I really want to experiment with that are cheap, because obviously people are gonna go straight to cars like the Miata and the S2000, which is great because I love both of those cars. But Miatas aren't necessarily cheap anymore, and the same can be said for S2000s, which are just skyrocketing. Like, even like Hayden paid like barely over, I think exactly 7 for his, and that's cheap for an S2000. That's like, that's like really, really low cost S2000, so especially now they just shoot up more and more every time I go look for them online. So I mean, S2000s are kind of out of reach, but I'm looking at mostly Civics, the 5th gen, I think, Celica, the one that has like the little, like, not the circle headlights, but the generation after that, the longer up and down headlights. Can't remember. I can't remember what the name of that generation is. It's a ZZT something, or an IS300. Because I really love the 2J platform. Everyone knows how much I love 2Js. It's my favorite engine. If I could build, a 2JZ for this thing, I would. Like I said before, I think I did like a Dream Mods video like a year or two ago. And I said in that video that if I had the option, I would build a 2J for this thing. And we'd be, going fast. But unfortunately, I ain't got that kind of money to build a 2J for this thing and go fast. Single turbo 2J would be an absolute blast in this thing, though. I would have way too much fun. I'd get in way too much trouble if I did. But are these wipes dry? Or is the dash just that hot? So I'm barely seeing it even make a dent into this plastic here. I apologize for the crummy camera angle. I really don't have a lot of spots in here to put my phone down. So right now, at least, because I don't have any of my clips up that I would use to hold it. This dash is gross. Granted, it's been almost 4 months since I came in here and cleaned it, but like, look at this. This is gross. It actually looks a lot worse on camera than it actually is. It really isn't all that bad, but it's definitely not clean, to say the least. The goal is, as long as it's running in time, which I feel like it should by October. I mean, that's, you know, almost, that's quite a while from now, to take this to Import Alliance. I know it's not an import itself, but you know, I've wanted to take this to Import Alliance since I got it, and that's my favorite show, and I want to take it to my favorite show. Ironically enough, the IA is on my girlfriend and I's 1-year anniversary, so that'll be fun to do. So, fun way to spend our anniversary. And ironically enough, what's amazing about my girlfriend is I told her this. I was like, you know, Import Alliance is on our anniversary. We can skip it if you want to. I don't mind. And she was like, no, we're going. I was like, you sure? She was like, this is your favorite show of the year. You don't like missing this show. You never have since you started going. We're going. So I was like, you know, this is why I like that girl. This is why I love that girl. You know, she's very supportive of, you know, all of my favorite things, you know, just as much as I am hers. So, very happy, you know, couldn't be any happier with that. So yeah, we're going to be going to IA on our 1-year anniversary, which is just going to be fun. So, I really hate I don't have my glass cleaner or anything, because I would really like to clean this glass up. Door handles could probably use a good bit of cleanup too. Which I do happen to have the other metal ones still. I just need to actually take the time and put them in. Yeah, all this crud is just so bad. I wish I had the protectant wipes. We had these like really, really nice protectant wipes, but I can't find them. So these are actually multi-surface wipes. Maybe I can actually try cleaning the glass with them. Yeah, that kind of works. I mean, it's not great, but it gets the job done. I mean, it's probably not meant for glass, so I probably really shouldn't be using it for glass. But I'm using it for glass, because it's all I got. So I can't. We're apparently out of Windex, and I don't have any of my... Ooh, this is all so gross. I don't know what all this is that's on here, but it is nasty. Probably should come back with a towel and wipe this down too, but right now I'm just kind of focused on getting all of this gunk off of it, because this is just gross. Like, honestly, I've owned this thing for a little over 5 years now, and this thing is just so gross right now. I never would ever let it get this bad, but I've been so out of it with how this entire process has been with it. I mean, I've just had a hard time wanting to get in here and clean it since the fire happened. But it looks like we are getting there. I think we are pretty clean right now. I think that's a lot better. I could definitely use a lot of touching up, because a lot of this crud just kind of smeared. Phone just fell. Whoops. There we go. But yeah. As far as the road course side of this thing, I really, like I said, don't plan on going crazy with the setup. I really just want it to be something I can, you know, lightly cruise with on track days, and like not even take that extreme, but still, you know, enjoy myself with it and do light stuff with it. And I saw I think it was yesterday, a 1320 video posted, and I think it was while me and my girlfriend were waiting to get our vaccines. Me and her both got our COVID vaccines yesterday, and we were sitting there, and I found on 1320 they posted this PT Cruiser with this insane amount of aero on it, and I was like, I could totally fab up a full time attack kit for this thing, you know, and have like, you know, this absurd amount of aero on this. But I was like, all honesty, as cool as it would kind of look to have, you know, a full-on front splitter on this thing and, you know, have it dropped even lower. And I'd probably get new wheels at that point, honestly. I don't think the motives are going to handle, like, full-on road course use. I think they'll do good for light stuff, but I think, you know, trying to actually set lap records in this thing, it would need better brakes and a different transmission. Honestly, the automatic, I was really hoping Itches of Six ran that little contest to build a subscriber's car. And I was like, dude, I want to win this so I can just be like, I just want a manual in this thing, dude. Like, that would have been what I've had him done. I wouldn't have had him do anything crazy with it. I would be like, just please put a stick shift in it. I don't want to deal with the auto anymore. The auto was just so bad in these things, and I would rather have a manual if I could help it. And I mean, I could really do it in this thing right now. I mean, with it having a bad transmission anyway. But the problem is the work. It's not as much the cost. In all honesty, I looked, and it's like $300, $400 more expensive to put a stick shift in this truck. But the problem is there's a lot of extra work. I have to get the ECU reprogrammed, which, I mean, I was going to get it tuned anyway, so I could probably just talk to Unleashed and see if they would be able to do that. Getting the actual line set up for the clutch, getting a clutch, which literally I found all the parts. Okay, so I found everything. It's not hard. But the problem is getting them installed. I mean, I feel like, to my understanding, underneath the rubber floor is still the shifter hole for the manual. If not, I mean, it's not that hard to cut a hole. I don't see why. A lot of people use that and be like, hey, that's really hard. I don't see exactly why. You just take the cutter thing and just do it. I get it's not fun, but I mean, it's not impossible. Which I think would run, I think the shifter would just come right here. And I've already picked out, if I got a manual in this thing, I'd do a Hurst shifter. I'd want a short throw, because the stock shifter in these, I don't know if you've ever seen a Ranger stock shifter or a manual Sport Track stock shifter. They're absurdly long. So I'd rather get the Hurst short throw in here. So it'd be shorter gear ratio, not shorter gear ratio, but shorter throws, and it'd be a lot more fun. I'd have a lot more fun with a manual, I think, in this thing than I would with an automatic. And it was what I wanted to do, but convincing my dad to let me do that, it was just nearly impossible, and it'd be so much more work to throw a manual in this thing. I mean, I found a clutch, I found a transmission, I found a drive shaft, I found the shifter, and the only thing was just getting the computer to be like, hey, you know, this is a manual now. But yeah, Michael texted me a little while ago, and I meant to respond to it, so I'm gonna do that real quick. I don't know if it's gonna keep the stream. There we go. Now we're back, and I've got low battery already. I just plugged my phone in like earlier today. But yeah, I think, with that bombshell, I'm gonna need to turn my, go plug my phone in and, get ready for Michael to be here. He should be here in just a couple minutes. So, we'll do all that stuff for RT2 though. So if you guys want to see what we're up to, go check out RT2. We're going to be doing some quick work on my PC today, which of course will be a video and be uploaded on RT2. Tomorrow, me and Dad are going to tear into this thing a little bit more, which you guys will see in Fire to Autocross 3 once that finally drops. But yeah, if you guys haven't already, go check out Fire to Autocross 2. You guys can see kind of the failed attempt at getting this thing running again. We are like right there. I just have this hunch we are right there. We're like right on the cusp of having this thing fully running properly again, as far as the engine side goes. But no guarantees on that yet. And I don't know. I just feel like we're right there at it. But we won't have any, confirmations of that until tomorrow afternoon. So stay tuned for our Fire to Autocross 3, because I'm hoping that we'll have this thing up and running and we'll be fine and dandy. But until then, guys, hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, or live stream, I guess. This is a live stream. Be sure to leave a like, subscribe for more content coming soon on the channel, all that good stuff. And I'll catch you guys on hopefully Monday with Fire to Autocross 3. Take care, guys.